Good morning. My name is Robert Reynolds. I'm the president and CEO of Reynolds Research and Technology Corporation, a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. Go beyond the requirement and get the job done. Yes, it's true, we're able to help you meet your service-disabled veteran 3% goal. But that's not the only reason you should contract with Reynolds Research and Technology Corporation. We're able to provide you with quality, efficiency, and value when it comes to upgrading equipment returning from the Middle East that's been deployed over 10 years. At Reynolds Research, we take you past the requirement to the satisfaction that the job is done well. As a small business, we're able to streamline the reset process by establishing contractor-owned, contractor-operated facility, COCOs, and the utilization of mobile maintenance team, MTTs. Here's how that works. You receive the contract, you contact R2. We go and establish the facility nearest to the program office where the equipment is. The equipment is then sent into that facility where we perform our services, a one-stop shop. Once those services are completed, we will redeploy that equipment back out to the gaining unit, therefore reducing time and increasing efficiency. Now, what this does, it allows the program office to embed their own quality assurance maintenance, and that ensures that the project process and the program is done efficiently and effectively. At Reynolds Research, we've been in business 10 years, 25 years of experience. We utilize best industry practices and the Six Sigma processes. This guarantees productivity and it guarantees a timely output of all products. What we ask of you is your influence in small business and any large businesses that may require our services, and any knowledge of small business ventures that may be coming out in the near future whereby our services may be used. Reynolds Research and Technology, we turn 3% into 100% guarantee of the job done right. Thank you. Any questions of me?
Will you define your customer for us a little better, non-specialist in the field?
My customer is the Defense Department, and I use the Defense Department because currently there's approximately $1.9 billion worth of equipment being redeployed back from the Middle East. That's on a yearly basis. This equipment has been deployed over 10 years, and most of it has amassed an enormous amount of maintenance requirements and mileage. Therefore, there has to be a facility in place to turn that equipment around to put it back into use for the warfighter. As you know, the government is downsizing, so we're not buying new equipment. We have to recapitalize or reconstitute the current equipment.
Gotcha.
This market is growing exponentially in cost for the government, but the only way to get this equipment out is to contract it out. As a service-disabled veteran, I'm authorized 3% of that $1.9 million a year. Currently, there are approximately 4 to 5 companies in the small business arena that perform this service, but the problem is they don't have the capacity to bring this equipment in. The technique that I just spoke of, the COCO, the contractor-owned, contract-operated facility, is a technique used in the early 80s, and it was forgotten about. So it's a proven technique. And what it is you go in and you establish a facility near that program office, and the equipment comes directly to you, and once you reset the equipment or refurbish the equipment, you redeploy it directly back to the facility. That cuts down on the government's cost to ship the equipment into their facility, to utilize what's called union labor. And if you know anything about union labor, it does what it does when it does it. As a contractor, what we do is we meet the schedule. Currently, there's a 3-year backlog of all refurbished equipment that's coming into Tobyhanna up in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Does this equipment come into certain areas within the United States?
All equipment comes in through Dover, Delaware. It comes
through Dover?
In, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And they ship it directly to Tobyhanna. Okay. And Tobyhanna, well, we did have a facility in Anniston, Alabama. As you know, they started to downsize that. It was heavy equipment. The equipment that I'm speaking of currently, we use a lot of wheeled vehicles and what they call light mobile equipment. That equipment goes directly to Tobyhanna. And like I said, there's a 3-year backlog on all equipment that enters in Tobyhanna. So we're looking to capitalize on that market by saying, hey, this is the remedy for the problem. And we have proven processes that it does work.
Are you taking business from Tobyhanna, or are you working with them to pull their backlog up?
Currently,
little bit.
Tobyhanna does not subcontract out their union.
I see.
You see, so what we're doing is we're not taking business, we're offering a service to the government.
So you want to bypass Tobyhanna.
I want to alleviate the pressure on Tobyhanna.
That's right. He's taking their business, right?
He's saying it in a very nice way, but I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding this very nice way.
You have to say it politically correct. If you say take from Tobyhanna, that flags go up, and they say, wait a minute, we can't, because the unions are very strong up there.
Yeah, they are.
You just assume they never saw you, right?
That's where I am with it. I just want to set up the facility and they say, hey, that's new equipment. I don't know
That's
where it
good.
came from.
Stay under the radar.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. That's what we're trying to stay under the radar.
You've been in business 10 years.
Almost 10 years, yes, sir.
Are you making a profit?
We are breaking even. My initial business, I've been in business almost 10 years, but for the first 5 years, I was in supply. And, you know, supply has a low margin. Supply as in computers and hardware and peripherals. We would buy and resell to the government. And it was just recently, maybe the last 3 or 4 years, that I've been looking over this process or this prospect since the war was over, that the equipment was supposed to be coming back. And I said, okay, we have an issue. And I have friends who work in the industry, and I hear them complain about, I can't get my equipment back. I can't get my equipment back. Or I have a piece of equipment that I need to get refurbished, and Tobyhanna has me on a list. So.
One other question. What about replacement parts and all this? Is that a huge problem for the supply chain moving in? Sourcing the replacement parts?
No, sir. Fortunately, through TAGCOM, we have a number of resources for us parts. Most of the vendors that manufacture this equipment have an enormous amount of restock parts. The problem isn't parts, it's the actual process.
Gotcha.
Okay. Help me understand this a little bit. So the equipment's coming in from into Dover.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to bypass it going up to Pennsylvania.
Yes, ma'am.
To the TH group, okay, and having it come down to where you are in Alabama. Who makes that decision? Is this put out on an RFP, or is it just been going directly to them?
It's been going directly to them. The decision was made approximately 7 years ago.
7 years, and they haven't put an RFP out or put a competitive bid out or anything?
They did an A76 study and determined that it was most cost efficient for it to go back to, it was once a contract process. And to be true to the game, contracting did raise the price. The prices got astronomical. And so they did an A76 and they said, okay, it's cheaper to send it to Tobyhanna. It is cheaper. But at the end, remember that the government works on cost, schedule, and performance.
Right.
So they're able to perform, but as far as the schedule goes, they zero out every time.
Okay. They meet the cost, but they can't do the schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. Okay. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you.